Hi, boys and girls. For math today, we're going to do something called number bonds. Now, we have been doing it up on the board with our number talks, but we haven't used these circles yet. We've also used the circles in the packet too, so it might look familiar to you. See how I drew 3 circles and I connected them, okay? I connected this one to here and I connected this one to here, and you'll see that on the page when we do it. So since we're working on the number 3, let me show you how we would do a number bond for number 3. I'm gonna put the camera down here. Okay, let me get the light a little bit lower. That helped. Okay, so we're going to use our counters, and I'm going to take 3 counters, okay, like this. Now, what we do is we want to make the number 3, so let me just put the counters in here like that, okay? We're working on the number 3. We want the total to be 3. There's different ways to make it, right? That one way to make it would be exactly the way it is, okay, 3. Okay, this equals this. We want them to be equal. So we have 3 on the top and we have 0 on the bottom. We don't have any. 3 plus 0, oops, there we go. 3 and 0 equals 3 total, okay? Or I could move one down here, all right? So now I have 2 on the top plus 1. Here, let's turn this around. I think if we do the colors, it'll be, so over here we've got 2 red and 1 yellow. Okay, I could put another one down here and make it yellow. So now I have 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom, but all together it still equals 1, 2, 3. You know what? Probably a better way to do this is not put those here, put the number 3. Okay, or I could put them all down here, couldn't I? Now I have 0 on the top plus 3 on the bottom equals 3. So now on the paper, they just ask you to put one of the number bonds. So since we came up with a whole bunch of different ways, I know that lighting isn't very good, I could do this one here. 2 plus 1, whoops, equals 3. Or I could say, well, we made 3 here plus 0 equals 3. Or I should use eraser, shouldn't I? We could put 1 on the top and 2 on the bottom. It still equals 3. Or we could put 0 on the top and 3 on the bottom. It still equals 3. See how all these numbers are connected. All that, the other thing that we used to call them fact families. All the different ways to make 3. Okay, so I wanted to do that first, and we will be doing more number bonds. And I think number bonds are a little difficult for kindergarten. They're very, very, very good in first grade, but we do like to introduce them to number bonds so that when they get to first grade, they say, you know, we know what that is. We used to do that in kindergarten. All right, but that's why I saved that page till last, because it is a little more difficult. Okay, I'm gonna go. So we've been working in the 3 packet last week. We did the first 2 pages one day. Then the next day, we actually did 3. 1, the review page, 2, 3. So if you missed one of those last week, we did do all of those. We're on the fish page. Now I did have some people do this already and we had not done it yet. All right, I hadn't even done the lesson, so please try not to go ahead. You watch the lesson and you do the pages that I assigned. Don't go ahead and do a whole bunch of other pages without watching the lesson. All right, so I know you guys know what to do, so I'm gonna go really fast, okay? I'm gonna trace my 3s. Remember the poem? Around and around, what can it be? This is known as the number 3. Now, you guys just had a 3-day weekend, so hopefully you didn't forget everything we learned last week. All right, I'm gonna go up to the top, around to the middle, back out, and down to the bottom. And I was very careful not to get a loop. You know, I'm gonna turn that light off. I think that light's making it worse. I've got a little light behind the camera there, and I think it's making it a little too bright. Let's see if this is better. I think so. Okay, see how careful I was not to get a loop? I'm gonna do another one. Up to the top, around to the middle, back out, and down to the bottom. There's another good 3. Now I'm gonna show you what not to do, because believe me, I've seen kids do that. See this 3 right here? Do you see how it sort of has a V in the middle? Okay, that's because I didn't go all the way to the middle and I didn't come back out. So I'm going to erase that. So if your child makes one that's not good, I do want them to erase them and fix them, okay? Because we had a lot of practice before we did the freeze on the lines. We practiced tracing, we practiced on the whiteboards, we practiced in our Zoom. All right, and then down here you're gonna draw 3. Oops, let's do this first. I'm gonna get 3 counters. I want you to shake them, shake them. I'm gonna roll them out, and I have 1 red and 2 yellows. I'm forgetting a lot of things, I guess, because I had a 3-day weekend, right? I forgot to rainbow trace, and I'm gonna close my eyes and just grab 3 colors here. Look, I've got an orange, around and around. What can it be? This is known as number 3. I've got a green, and I've got a red. 3 colors is enough for that. Then I'm gonna color, I want to see, so please don't use pink and purple. I wanna see what you came up with. All right, I actually think this is the violet. It doesn't look very red. Let's see if I can find my real red. They look alike unless you really, really look or read it. There, I'll change that to red. Okay, because we don't have a violet. And then I need my yellow. Here it is. So when you're coloring these on this page, don't just use your favorite color. I want to see what you got, okay? Because at the table, you would have it right here and I would say, oh, look. You know, I would say your name. Oh, you got 1 red and 2 yellow. And then maybe the next person sitting next to you, oh, look at what they got. They got 2 red and 1 yellow. Ooh, look at what they got. You got 1, 2, 3 reds. Okay, or maybe somebody gets all yellows. It's fun to see the different ways that the kids get to make 3. Over here, 3 fish. 1, I'll put my eyeball. How about a mommy, a daddy, be a little bit bigger, and a baby fish. 3 fishies. Here's your little baby. So cute. And then again, if you want to color those, you want to draw maybe some seaweed, and you could color the water blue, you could color the fish. But one thing, please don't do this. If you're coloring the fish and you take your time to maybe make an orange and a pink and a green, I don't care what color, and then if you take a blue and you do it really dark, then I can't see your fish anymore. So if you are going to do blue for the water, let me see if I can find my pretty turquoise in here. Just do it lightly and then go around the fish. I don't have time to do the fish right now. I will do them later. But look, I'm gonna do the blue very light around it because I still want to see the fish. If you take the dark blue and you press really hard, then you're covering up the fish and I can't see them. Okay, nice job on that page. We're gonna go to the last page. Remember, I saved the hardest for last. This one I think is the hardest. That's why we give you lots of help. Okay, so please listen right now. We're gonna practice 3s, and they always give us some to trace. Around and around, what can it be? This is known as number 3. Now there's no dot there, so I'm gonna put my finger down because I do not want to squash my 3s. I wanna give my 3s some elbow room, and I think I have room for 1 more. So I have room to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we're gonna find, well, before we do this, we have to do the number line. See how every time we do this, we get to add more numbers on the number line. So the number line starts at 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 is at the top because it's the biggest number. It would be like climbing stairs. When you get to the top, you're at the highest. When you get to the top of the number line, you're at the biggest number. So we have to start, don't forget, we're starting at 0. So I put a 0 next to the first little line, and then a 1, and then a 2, and then a 3. So your number line, the numbers that you make are going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Don't forget to circle 3 because now we want to go back. Find a number that's greater than 3. You could put 4 or 5 or 6. I just usually put the one that's just a little bit more easier to do. Okay, you could put 10, that's bigger. And find, the light just went off. And then find a number that's smaller than 3. How about 2? That's smaller. Too bad, it should say what's equal. If it was equal, it would be 3. And then draw 3 as something. Now here, I don't care what you draw, okay? I'm gonna do stars. 1, 2, 3. And I could color them later. Now, 1, 2, 3. If you want, you can do this again, okay? Whoops, there we go. This time I got 2 yellow and 1 red, or you can just color them. I don't really care for that one. I just want to make sure that you're using your little counters. at least on one page when we're doing this. Boy, I should have kept those out, huh? So this time, boys and girls, please start on the bottom like a staircase. Okay, I see a lot of kids coloring the ones over here or starting on the top. Then I know you're not watching the lesson because I've said that every time. Start on the left, on the bottom. I've got 2 yellow and then 1 red. All right, okay. And the reason why is because we want it to grow. When we go 4 and 5, we want this to get taller like a tower. And then we'll start on the bottom and go up here. When they're all colored, then we're gonna be at 10. Okay, here is the number bond. Wow, that got dark in here. All right, so just like we did, oh, I erased that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. Do you remember this one? We had 2, we can look up here, 2 yellows and 1 red. All together we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 yellows plus 1 red equals 3 altogether. Or we could turn it around. Maybe we would have had 1 yellow plus 2 reds equals 3. Maybe we would have had all 3 red. Maybe we would have had all 3 yellow. Then it would be 3 plus 0. Also, then you're going to color 3 ladybugs down here. 1, 2, 3. You can color your little boy who's flying a kite, and then we are done. Now we're all done with the 3 packet. So what we'll do is turn it back like this, and we're gonna put it back in the folder, but we're gonna put it over here on the left, put it underneath the 1 and the 2, and then we'll be all ready to do the hamburgers next time, the packet number 4. All right, great job everybody. Bye-bye.